video. I want to give a special shout out to all the producers that's going to watch this. For those that don't know what we call our audience, I call my audience the producers. So I want to get into a couple of things that are going on right quick. Don't forget, tonight we'll be live on station here, but we'll get into that later. Monique was crying. I think her name is Monique Samuels. I think she's on Real Housewives of Potomac. I could be wrong, but I believe so. I believe I'm right. So sis was up here crying over her bird is missing. So she took over social media airways and she was crying because her bird is missing. So let's get into her tears and hopefully she do find her bird. I will put up the flyer. But her phone number is on there. I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, I got the phone number from Wiley and she calling me." All right, so let's go right.
Hey, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hey. Y'all can hear me good?
Yes.
So I know I'm supposed to be talking about the episode, and our show comes on tonight. But I've spent the last 3 hours trying to find my bird. We were outside having our normal coffee routine, and I think something scared him and he took off. And I can't find him. So I've been going around my neighborhood and posting these flyers and covering my phone number, trying to find T'Challa. And the thing that sucks is when they take off and they haven't flown high before ever, they'll fly so high that they'll get stuck in a tree and they won't know how to come down. So I just need to vent before I go in the house because I don't want to cry in front of my kids. But I've spent the last 3 hours trying to find my bird. We were outside having our normal coffee routine. So my mom's sending me articles on like what to do. I put my cage out front. I put a perch out back. So I'm hoping that he comes back. Maybe he'll get hungry enough where he'll remember how to get back home. We've walked him in the neighborhood before, so he pretty much knows the neighborhood, but I don't know what to do. I'm like devastated right now. And I know the animal lovers out there will understand. I've been seeing my neighbors and I just asked, they're like, "Are you looking for your dog?" And I'm like, "No, I'm looking for my parrot." And one lady laughed. I think she thought it was funny. But yeah, I just started his Instagram page. And I've been excited about all the love everybody's been showing him. And I just hope. So my mom's sending me articles on like what to do. I put my cage out front. I put a perch out back. So I'm hoping that he comes back. Maybe he'll get hungry enough where he'll remember how to get back home. Comes back. So if anybody is watching that lives in the Potomac area, if you see a beautiful bird with a red tail, please hit me up. Let me know. I've been passing flyers out to my neighbors. So if my neighbors are watching, just keep a lookout for him, please. If you see him, don't try to approach him. Just call me. They say after 3 days is when they usually will get hungry if they stay up in a tree, and they'll come down to the ground. So, and then my mom sent me a tip saying to search for him at night. So that's the only reason why I'm even coming back home right now. This happened at 10:30 this morning, and it's almost 2 o'clock. This sucks. He's like a kid, you know. My kids are devastated right now, and I keep trying to tell them, you know, be positive, don't think the worst, and I'm out here. Don't think the worst, and I'm out here boo-hooing like a baby. But just, you know, just wanted to let y'all know, just in case I'm not all like doing the social media thing tonight. And I had so much to say about tonight's episode, so I'll try, but just hoping for the best and praying for the best. But I just need to get up off of my chest. So thank y'all for listening. And if you do know anybody that lives in this area, can you please tell them to look out for T'Challa? And his Instagram page has a bunch of pictures of him on there. So if you go to his page, I'll post it here and pin it. I cannot believe this is happening right now. Don't think the worst. All right, how do I pin it? Okay. So that's his page. There's plenty of pictures. I don't know what else to do. So thank you, Judy. I saw your message. I just left a message to my friend here who rescues African grays as to how to get him to come back. Thank you. I'll call you as soon as I get off this live. Oh my God. I don't even know where he went. He took off and I started running after him and he turned a corner. So my husband assumed he went towards the front of our house. And all I know is I'm running like bare feet, you know, with my pajamas still on. And I was like sprinting, like running the fast. And I saw a bunch of crows. They were like coming towards that area. And they started like squawking at each other. You know how crows are. They see something, they start getting loud. The whole pack comes around. So a bunch of crows started landing in the grass and they were like going towards the direction where I think he went. So the only thing I can think of, like, I know they won't harm him. The only thing I can think of is that they probably saw him like, you know, like, who's this new bird? And, you know, they're like pack mentality. So I just kept going in that direction. But if he felt as though they were chasing him, I can only imagine he'll keep flying. And but I've been all up and through this whole neighborhood, been looking up to the point where my neck hurts. I need to go get some binoculars because it's hard to see up that high. Golly, I've never lost a pet. Not like this. Like, this is insane. And a bird of all things. So, and I saw a bunch of crows. They were, yeah. Yep, I did that, Judy. I put his cage outside. I've been calling his name. I've been driving around like a crazy person, calling his name. Just screaming his name and doing his whistles that he loves. And, yeah, I haven't heard anything. So I would drive, I would sit, and I would turn my car off and just see if he would respond back. So, buy another bird. You sound like a fool. It's not like that. You don't just buy another bird. Like, if you lose your kid, do you just have another kid? No. All right. I'm done. I don't feel like reading any more ignorant comments, but thank y'all. And I'll keep y'all posted. And Judy, I'm about to call you now. So, no, I have a drone. I don't know how to work it, but yeah. My husband's going to try to put his little drone together so we can try to find him. Oh my God. Okay. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you. My husband's gonna try to put his little drone together so we can try to find him. Oh my God.
This lady, hold up. What my mama bird? Gina, what you do with mama bird? Oh, where's my mama bird? Somebody found her bird. This woman, I was like, wait a minute. She is up here crying for her bird. Could somebody please find her bird? What my mama bird? Why you did that to my mama bird? I did my mama biscuits. Oh, Gina, why you got my mama biscuits? Damn, Gina, what you did to my mama bird? So she is literally crying over that bird. And we want y'all to find that bird. Whoever got that bird, find it. Okay? That bird was tired of her. Then she said, I'm taking a bird out for a coffee break. We going out there for a coffee break. It is like, listen, I'm a comedian. She get up there crying. I told my husband to get the drone. Y'all found my bird. My bird is gone. Lady, that's rich people problem. It's your fault that you gonna bring your cheap Cherokee outside knowing doggone well if you don't keep that bird in your cage, it's gonna fly away. I don't have no sympathy for no rich. That's rich people problem. That ain't number rich people problem talking about that bird. So when I saw it, when the producer sent it to me first and foremost, I'm like, is she doing this for clicks to do? These celebrities, if they ain't talking about going and ending their life, they talking about their bird is gone. I don't know what is going on in doing this pandemic, but these folks, when I tell you they need help, they need some deliverance, they need the baby, they need the power of God. Because these folks are all out here, they going crazy when it comes to this. It's a lot. It is a lot. And I want to tell you this. I'm not going to try to be shady, but whatever else happened to this bird, we are here for it. Okay? I hope that she got the bird back. One of my producers did say the bird is back home. Producer, I think a producer in the chat did say bird is back at home. So the bird is back at home. So we definitely down for it, okay? But I'm just sitting here just laughing because it was funny. And if you don't like it, that's you. But I was laughing because it was funny. But I can't wait for tonight, okay?
Yes. Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Send it home.
Okay, so I'm going to get an update this year with the bird, but don't forget tonight we'll be live on Station Head. So let's go to the phone lines. We got a lot of topics to discuss, so let's go to the phone lines. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey,
I had to call in after seeing that video. While I was sitting here waiting on her to say and sing.
So you said that she was joking about the bird.
Yes, because, okay, so one part in that she stopped crying and then she started talking regular. And then all of a sudden she started back crying. I'm like, this woman's fake. And then she started coming out the show. I'm like, okay, she promoting that show. And then I did see up in the comments where somebody said that the bird was in the scene with her. So I think she did that for like a public stunt. That's it.
Yeah, because I'm like, they're promoting this show. And you got to understand, these people are getting very, very desperate for attention. Just like Ceelo Banks. Did I say her name right? Ceelo Banks. She's doing stuff for attention. Yeah. She's shaving off her hair, shaving off her eyebrows, saying she about to end herself. And I kept saying in her DM, sis, go to the mental hospital. Go get some help. But stop getting on social media because that's giving me clout chaser tease that you're doing. Because at one point, if you remember with Ceelo Banks, and I didn't put her to the title, but it just dropped up my spirit. Maybe it's the coffee talking. But she was already screaming that she wasn't getting her money, okay, from Ice Cube business partner. She was screaming at Ice Cube, I want my money, I want my money. Now sis shaving off her, trying to shave off her head, shaving off her eyebrows. Somebody she want to intercept. And I'm in her DMs like, go to the hospital. We are not psychiatrists. We're just going to get a click and a view. We're just going to be clicking that like button up there, making you get more disturbed. But the best thing you need to do is get off Instagram and go to the mental hospital, go to a psychiatrist, period. Because she kept saying that all on social media. I'm like, do you want attention? Is you doing this because Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B got the R ways and now you want some attention? Which one is it? And if you are really going through mentally, I say get off Instagram because we can't help you. Only thing we going to do like what we doing now, laughing, getting a click and a view, and gossiping more and talking about what else you about to say, and base you to talk about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what's your thoughts on Ceelo Banks saying that she want to offer? She was just I don't know what's going on with her. I pray. Yes, she's in my prayers, but I'm going to drag her a little bit because I'm like, girl, get off the internet and go to your psychiatrist. What's your thoughts?
Right, and then so another thing that made me think that she was putting on the scene was she was up there to my crows. I'm like, hold on. Then she was like, the bird bit the cone. Who says that about a bird? I'm sorry, I had to laugh. That was hilarious. But yeah, she was like, yeah, the crows was probably chasing it. I'm like, girl, you trying to make this story juicy, huh?
I feel you on that.
And then I'm like, so how did they find the bird when there's thousands of birds probably in their city alone?
Child, we're speaking about the birds before I get into Ceelo Banks. Speaking about the birds, sis just doing that because she's doing it for attention. She got a show. You watch people that's on a reality show, got a show back to tape. Watch how they get with clicks and views. Just like with T.S. Madison. Her and Gio having a fight. It ain't no coincidence that Maddie is in L.A. taping the show. He just got through blast her all on social media. Now Gio all on doing his page. She ain't getting no views now. They done with him. He ain't getting no clicks and views. But now Maddie is in LA getting a COVID test because she's taping the show. But before that, they was up there arguing. She was getting dragged. Now she doing the show. That's how I tell these people. Don't get up in your feelings when you're dealing with these social media influencers when they up there selling tummy teas, when they up there doing Instagram, when they up here selling gummies and they doing promo codes. Be very careful getting in your feelings when these people be arguing because half of the time it be for shows because Maddie is in LA taping a show right now. Okay? So when it comes to this lady with the bird, she's on the show. Now, which show this lady on with the bird? Is it Real Housewives of Birds? What show is she on? She's on Real Housewives of Potomac, correct? Is she still on, caller? Let me make sure I put the call number in there, too. Which show is she on? Producers, if y'all know what show that lady, the one that was crying over a bird. Potomac. See, she on Real. Don't y'all believe none of the Real Housewives be going through. Real Housewives of Potomac. That's why she up there crying. Sis want to make sure she keep her check flowing in because ain't nobody getting booking fees like that. And the only dependable check is that television check. Okay, that's what she going through. Now, don't forget tonight we'll be on Station Air. And we trying to be number one. So if you got an iPhone, do it. If you got a computer, you can listen. If you don't have any of those devices, you come on my Patreon, you get to see it live as well. But I highly suggest, let me say this again, that you get on your cellular device, which is an iPhone, or you can listen to on your web computer. You can listen online, okay? If you don't have any of that, you have to watch it on my Patreon. But I prefer you get your children iPad or iPhone and listen to the show tonight at 9 p.m. Central. If you're on the East Coast, that's 10 o'clock. And I'm going to keep reminding you every of the hour, okay? Now, let's get into Ceelo Banks. So yesterday, she was posting stuff, and also today she was posting stuff. Yesterday, you know where I was at yesterday? I took my medications. I went to sleep. So I slept yesterday. That's why I don't be having all them crazy little thoughts. Because if it gets like that, I take my medication and I go to sleep. That's why I was there yesterday. I mean, everybody was like, Wiley, where you at? I'm in the bed getting a good old nap in. Why? Because I take my mental health very serious. And tell me why. Before I went to sleep, I got me a blessing. Shut up. I got me a blessing on yesterday. I got me a blessing on yesterday. And when I got that blessing, I said, it's a sign that I need to get a little bit more sleep. And that's what I did. I got some sleep. Okay? Now, let me post another link in here that y'all can listen to on that. You know, rest is it. Okay? It's definitely for that. Now, this other link I'm putting in there, this was when y'all have like, what's the name? You have like Android. Okay, I'll do that later. All right, so let me get the executive banks piece, but I did get a blessing yesterday, and I was able to get a little bit more sleep because I needed it. All right, so if you are on your iPhone, download Station. We want to be in the top 10, okay? I will not have no excuse. If you're following me, make sure you download the app. And make sure you listen to the show. If you need to learn how to do it, call me. My number is 972-674. Let me make sure I give you my number if you need help. 674-9462. That's a 972-674-9462. Anybody that's on the text list, I'm going to send you the link directly so you can listen. Now, let's get to executive bank. So, sister is going through it. I don't know if she's trying to compete with Kanye. I don't know. But and she shaved the eyebrows off. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Never trust somebody when they shave off their eyebrows going to Whoopi Goldberg. Let's play a little bit.
No, but for real, don't express concern for me when I'm down. You know, like when I'm down, like that's because I'm down. Like I'm down. Support me when I'm up. You know, y'all want to have all these conversations about Black women's mental health and all this other shit. Like, support me when I'm up, bitch. Support me when I'm fucking feeling good. You know, support me when I got a smile on my face. Don't just give me support when I'm like crying and I'm down in the dumps and like, you know, after y'all done ridiculed me and like made fun of me all fucking year and made me the laughing stock and all that other shit. Like, don't support me when I'm down, bitch. Cause that's
don't support her when she down. Sis eyebrows is gone. Hold on one second. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, you can listen to all the old episodes. Yeah, share it to everybody. Whoever don't share, I'm getting them the side eye. No excuses. Everybody should have their iPhone tuned in tonight. We got to be in the top 10. I'm not playing no games. Yes. If they're a supporter of mine, absolutely. Absolutely. We top 10. That is what we're going. Right? I don't care if they have to private out their kids' hand of that iPhone. Tell them to download Station Head. How many kids you got? So they got 6 iPhones. Tell them to download it all, Station on their phone, and listen to the show. All right? I love you. I really gonna love you. You show me proof. I'm gonna give you a half love. But if you really love me, you'll download it and show it, let me feel it. Because love is an action word. It ain't just by words. I gotta be able to feel it. Okay, then I'll talk to you later. All 6 of your kids. And get 3 of your baby daddies to download it too on their phone. The third one in jail. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, then we'll get his baby mama the iPhone. Yeah. Tell her to download it too. I don't care if you get it on, tell her to listen to the Wiley Show. All right. I'll talk to you later. You holding up the show. All right. Peace. All right. I just let that know. I told her, get all your baby daddies to listen to it too. All right. Let's get to this part of Executive Banks.
And when I'm exploring my creativity and when I'm doing all of those things to like free myself from whatever shit, whatever like cage that I feel locked in. Support me when I'm like trying to get free, bitch. Don't support me at the end. Don't support me at the end. Don't support me at the fucking end. And when
And you know what? You do have those that do be using stuff for clicks and views. And it's sad. You will have those that be using it as clicks. I was accused of that. And so that's why I take it serious. That's why if I'm feeling down, I would, take your medicine. Pick up the phone, call a psychiatrist, or take a break from social media. Social media can cause your mental health to decline if you're consuming all this negativity. It is okay to take a break. Shout out to, I was on the phone with a content creator. They was wishing me well. I was wishing them well. And I said something. I said, I don't care what story is being broken. My mental health is most important than a click and a view. So I take a break. Like Sunday, I took a break. I slept really, really good because we did an amazing day Saturday. All day Saturday, I was doing video after video. Did a video on the backup channel, did another video, food, and then I did all of that content. So I was emotionally drained, so I needed a break. So yesterday, I slept. I know on my phone. I didn't take any phone calls, didn't answer any emails. I said, because I'm taking my mental health serious. It ain't that important because guess what? YouTube will be here, but I want to make sure I'm here to enjoy my labor that I'm putting in onto this channel and onto the backup channel. So I went to sleep. I took my Zyprexa and I went to sleep. And I said, let me take a rest. So that's what I did. So today, I'm going to do another video, read my book, go to bed, and take another rest. Because there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of these celebrities don't know how to deal with not being a celebrity. Let me break that down. A lot of these celebrities are so used to, hey, let me take a picture, getting all this attention, going to a concert. Now, due to this pandemic, we are in a new normal where people are not congregating by the thousands, and actually folks are not looking at these celebrities as celebrities. Look at these celebrities when they go online and do what we do. We get almost better views than some of these comedians that get online and try to talk to their folks. Now they trying to get a click and a view, but they're not as entertaining as us. And they see that this stuff is not as easy as it may seem. You may make a lot of folks laugh on stage, but when you click on this StreamYard, baby, this is old school. You got to know how to do it without having the feeling of an audience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm backwards. I can entertain you, and it's even better if we're in the same room with 182 people. Because if I can make you laugh on here, I definitely can make you laugh on stage. So a lot of these celebrities are out here, and they're not used to not getting that type of attention. And then folks are waking up, and they're looking at this and saying, hey, this is these folks right here is looking like, oh, they are regular people. They're not the same as us. They're regular folks. They ain't no God. They are human beings. It took this pandemic for folks to wake up that Cardi B is regular. Nicki is a regular person. She's human. Beyonce is human. But it had to take a pandemic for folks to sit down and actually look at these folks. And they said, well, baby, they ain't nothing but they are human just like me. They may have a bigger house than me, but guess what? We bleed the same. We are the same. So a lot of these folks is not used to this new normal. They so used to going out, traveling. They ain't used to being around their families. That's why a lot of these folks don't get alone. That's why some folks die in entanglements. That's why when Jada said, I'm just now learning about Will, because you ain't used to for a long time been able to get to know your significant other. Some ain't know their children like that. These are strangers because they so used to traveling and not being around their loved ones and their family. So a lot of these celebrities, you're going to hear them saying, I can't make it. I'm going through emotion. A lot of them, this is just the beginning. You're going to hear more and more and more of them because their money going to be looking funny. They ain't going to be getting all them bookings. Shows are being cut. Look at E! News. I think it was E! News or Entertainment Tonight or one of them shows that been on the air for over 20-some years about celebrity gossip. They have canceled the show. Why? Because people are not concerned about these celebrities because all these celebrities are in their house. Look at The Real. The Real members, they are jumping off. You know, one of the members, she left The Real because they're not getting the same amount of cash that they were getting when the show was in the studio, because these production companies saying, listen, we ain't getting enough money from the network no more to produce this show because we're producing it at home. Y'all at home with y'all webcam. So y'all don't need these millions upon millions of dollars. Y'all at home, so we don't need trade. So they are cutting back on that. So it's a lot of things that are going on that you will see, and some it will shock you. It ain't gonna shock me because I know what I know, okay? And I know these celebrities, a lot of them need to get right with God, and they need to sit down. So because someone was pretending to be a God, and they realized that I ain't God. Hey, bye, I'm a man. You can't replace the Lord. Yeah, some of them tried. They tried to do it. I don't care how much card reading, you can't replace him. All right. So I want to just say that, and I say that humbly. I say that humbly with them all. All right. Now, it was these two twin brothers. They decided to go to a bank and do they went and did a prank, a fake bank robbery. So these twin brothers was there, the Stokes twins. It's the Stokes twins. But let's go to that news report of these who are facing prison time because they decided to stage a fake bank robbery. Let's press play.
Twin brothers from Irvine who gained millions of YouTube followers by making prank videos could end up in prison. Alan and Alex Stokes have been charged with false imprisonment, accused of faking bank robberies in Irvine last October. And during one of the pranks, police mistakenly pulled a gun on an Uber driver. Now, officers say the incident could have resulted in someone getting seriously injured or even killed. If convicted, the twins could each face up to 4 years in prison. Twin brothers.
Now, them twin brothers are white brothers, did a prank, and they still alive to tell a story. Them could be no two black brothers. Them brothers are still alive. They decided to do a prank and get all them views, and now they facing 4 years in prison. Say 4. If there was two black brothers, they wouldn't have not allowed to tell a story. And if they lived to tell the story, they would have been facing life without without parole, without facing no possibility of parole. They'd have been in there for life if they would have lived to tell the story. Before they even came out of that bank, they would have ended up like, what's that lady name? Set It Off, Cleo. They would have ended up like Cleo from the Set It Off. When she got out that car, them two, if they were black, they would have made it to live to tell a story. Now, why did those Stokes brothers decide to do that? Is because clicks and views. People will lose their mind, will sell in their soul for a click and for a view. They went in that bank live. They went on camera, and now they're facing time in prison, all because they did it for a click and a view. The Stokes brothers, they did it for a click and a view. Let me put that picture up if y'all don't know how they look. I put it on production. Can you put that picture up? The Stokes brothers went in there and wanted to do stuff for a click and a view. And this is why I tell you, if you're going to do stuff like that, you're going to get caught. And when you get caught, it ain't going to end up right. And here you go. Them two twin brothers going to be facing prison time. And they should. Because what if that officer would have did that? Like, they don't know a difference between fake or real, you know. Let me look right here. So they actually robbed the bank. Did they return the money after? I'm confused. I don't know if they returned the money or not. I don't know much details, but what I do know, it was a fake robbery. So probably what they did, probably got the money and probably was going to return it and say, hey, this is a prank. So they're charging them with bank robbery. So if they robbed it, You know, that you're gonna face her, and they should. I'm 100% that they should serve time. They said, but for real, they went in the bank with a ski mask, rubber gun. Then they give me all the money. Complete foolery. They said, wow. And I don't follow the brothers. Anybody in here follow those brothers? Let me know in the comments. I don't follow them. Somebody told me I need to study those twin brothers. What? Study them? If I can end up in prison? No. Hey, y'all, can somebody please make Wiley a shirt? The fund need to say, click and view. The back should say right then and there. LOL. So I want to tell you, they did it for a click and a view. They did it for a click and a view. Now serve them 4 years in prison. You already know them twin brothers. They're gonna be somebody, bitch. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They better be a protector because right then and there, both of them gonna be watching out somebody's draws. I can tell you that right now. They gonna be watching out somebody's draws, and there ain't gonna be no prank. They're gonna be doing it for real. They better be a protector because they both of them look like they're gonna like it anyhow if they go in there. Shoot, both of them look like they're gonna be watching. They're gonna be watching. Wash my drawers, okay, baby. Wash my drawers. You do that, YouTube. Put it on YouTube, man. Big Al gonna love them twins. They gonna call them twin W cakes. They gonna love twin W cakes, and they already call it the Stokes brother. Man, they gonna have a good time in that room. Oh, they better make sure they lubricate it. Child. They really gonna be something. I can't wait. Maybe we get a little bit more of what's gonna go on in prison on my station head show tonight.
Yes. Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Send this on.
Yeah, so I posted a link in there, and they doubled their identical twins. To be honest, they are identical twins. So I post the link in there if you have Android, and then you can click on there, and then if you have an iPhone, you download Station Head. Once I drop this link in the comments, it automatically goes to where you at. It automatically goes to Station Head if you download it. So that's the beauty of having an iPhone for that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna open up the phone lines again. I think it's crazy. Also, too, I'm going to give a special shout out to Brandy. I think she was on number 11 on the charts for her album. Brandy, shout out to Brandy. That is good numbers for her. To being an independent artist, I think she started almost about 20 or 30,000 copies, I believe, in the first week. I think that's incredible for independent artists, and it was a great album. I purchased the album, and I got everything else, so shout out to her. For that, a special shout out to her. Thank you so very much for that. And yeah, somebody said, wow, the nerve, how you preparing a meal. There are going to be wives and the pen. Absolutely. And you know what? Back to the twin. It's their fault. Who goes inside of a bank and rob it for a camera? That's because you are getting so with these pranks. Yes, it's good for clicks and views, but you would have came out better having a set of a bank, have it in your house, have a set, build a set, and rob that. Do it that way. It would have came out more better and funny. But doing it a real bank, you actually doing that in a real bank with real customers in there, that's crazy. Because what if you would have been shot? Then what? That's crazy. Only white folks do stuff like that. You're going to see no black person doing stuff like that. Only white people do it like that. Only white people. Y'all, only white folks gonna be doing that. You ain't gonna be saying that. Now, black folks will do something crazy, but I don't think we that crazy to get into our bank for a click of the view. I haven't seen it. Obviously, loving the quality. Look at you moving up. Yes, thank you, loving it. That's what y'all donation goes to helping the quality. And shout out to Love Me For Me for the shirt. Okay, we came a mighty long way. They didn't make it into the bank. Someone thought they were trying to carjack the Uber driver and call the bot. They didn't make it into the bank. Someone thought they were trying to carjack the Uber driver and called the cops. So they didn't make it into the bank, but they got into the Uber car and they thought they were trying to drop the Uber carjack the Uber driver, and they called the cops. But since they have, like, I guess, cash in the bag, and since they did that, since the potential, they're going to be charged with that. So that's what I said. Don't up here pretend to do all that crazy stuff. You will be caught. You will be caught. The Uber driver wouldn't even drive them after the brother told the Uber driver that they plan to do. See there? So now the Uber driver going to be used as a witness. This person going to be used as a witness. And now them brothers, they're going to, I don't think they're going to serve no time. Let's just be clear here. They're white. They're going to have good attorneys. They're going to get some community service, okay? Yeah, you can be charged, but once they get into negotiations, them brothers are going to serve community service and probation. And both of them got clean records. They white. They're not going to throw the book at them like that. That because it was a prank. The judge going to be, judge probably look at it as being his grandsons and stuff like that. What I do believe, they're going to get probation and everything like that. Okay. That is exactly what's going to happen. What they're going to give. It's just that's exactly what's going to happen. Give me a second while I read. Okay. Let me see right here. So I'm reading y'all comments. They told the Uber driver, right? Yeah, they told the Uber driver. They said, "You welcome, Wiley, but I can't credit for this shirt. I gotta have Popeyes." They said people doing the most for nothing. They doing it for. I'm telling you, this pandemic is bringing out the best and the worst. And folks, this pandemic is bringing out the best. I've been around folks that are, I had to get out of my life because they want to do drugs. And I told one person, I said, I love you, but if you want to be a crackhead on the street. And I had to tell my people, I said, he need tough love. And if you out here want to do drugs and do crack, do it out there in the streets. Because if you're not willing to get help and get off the drugs, we're not able to have no conversation with you, because I am not going to have no talk with you. If you're not willing to get off drugs, don't hit me up. And that is strong, tough love. Don't bang on my door. Don't bang on my window. If you're not willing to get off of drugs and be focused and get into rehab, then don't come bother me and I have to carry that weight, because I ain't carrying it, because it ain't my way to carry. I am my brother's keeper. And with that in mind, I said, go to rehab. If you're not willing to go to rehab, baby, and sometimes I got to let you go and keep moving with my life, because I'm not about to get sucked into your lifestyle of a drug addiction. I got to get sucked to, I refuse to get sucked to that, especially when my life is good. It's going to different areas. So are you willing to go to rehab, get some help, or are you willing to stay in these streets and dribble and disappear? Because that eventually is going to happen. There's only a couple of places a person goes when you're addicted to drugs. You're either going to be in jail, in a hospital, or you're going to be resting in peace. Okay? So I say this, and I say this humbly. People are not obligated to bring you into their home if you have a drug addiction. Don't nobody feel comfortable in sleeping around a drug addict, because you got to watch your stuff. Don't nobody feel comfortable being at the house. All you want to do is do drugs. Who want to be in a place like that? Not me. And I do tough love. And I only do it because I love. So I said, listen, if you're not willing to get no help, would you just be out there in the streets then? I can't help you until you're willing to take that step into the 12-step program that my name is such and such and such, and I have a such and such and such, and I want some help, then I'll be willing to help you in that journey. But if you say, no, I don't want no help, I'm living my best life, then live your best life out there on the street, because you're going to always end up homeless when you have a drug addiction. You ain't going to be able to keep no job, because you're going to steal, you're going to get fired, and everything like that. And I know people will say, oh, Wiley, that's tough. Sometimes you got to use tough love. You got to use that tough love. Not just come on in and just use me up so I can be down. No, tough love means don't answer the door, get some help, go to rehab. I'll call an Uber to send you to the rehab. And I went to a place and I said, well, this person need help. They said, is they ready? I said, no, they said I ain't ready. Well, we can't help them. We only help folks that is ready to get off drugs, not that don't want to be on that. So when I tell you that, they said we only help folks that is ready to get off. Tell them homeless or dead, people who lost their sorority during the pandemic or who have always been on drugs. No, these people that just got on it and then got hooked on it. And this is a bad time to get on it and during this pandemic because folks ain't got time to go through all this stresses. Like we're looking at, and I'm like, wow, this ain't the time to be hooked on crack. This ain't the time to be hooked on it. This ain't no time at any other time. This definitely not the time. Even if it is it ain't no good time to be on nothing. But during a pandemic, you on that, oh baby, and you don't want to get no help. Well, good riddance, because ain't nobody got time for all that. I'm being 100% real. I'm being 100% real when it comes to it. 100% real. So I have to. I know I have to just definitely do it. Boundaries, you have to. People, they said, wait, the twins are no, not the twins. Let me get that picture up. Not the twins. What twins? I don't know. Not the twins. I'm just speaking in general sense. Okay, in general sense. In general sense, this goes to anybody, because somebody else emailed me. They're yet going through a situation with their family member hook. They said, Wiley, how are you handling the situation? I said, you got to cut them off. You got to give them a suggestion and say, hey, get rehab. If they're not accepting to your existence for rehab, then you can't have them in your house. Definitely when you leave, because they're going to steal from you. If you ain't getting, they're going to steal. And you're going to be yet dealing with that type of situation, okay? So it is what it is. Now, the situation that happened yesterday with the sister, y'all already know, the Virginia woman that we talked about yesterday. Let me put her picture. We talked about the subject yesterday, and y'all were definitely into it yesterday. So y'all know that woman, right? So I did get an update on the man that she ran over. One of his family members DM me. Well, two of his family members DM me. They said he isn't stable as of yet, but has limited movement to his hands and opening and closing his eyes. Close his eyes. So right now, he is not doing good. So y'all continue to pray for him. That's the woman that ran over her husband and hit him with the bumper. So I was getting an update on him. He is in my prayers. I'm in contact with his family. And this is a very sad situation. She's yet locked up. So we're looking at all of these situations in there. So definitely in my prayers. He's definitely in my prayers. And she's in my prayers also, because it's so many women out here that think it's okay to just run over somebody. No, if you're in a bad toxic relationship, go get some counseling, get some therapy, because never get in your car and run a man over. It was another situation with another woman. She lit the car on fire, and then boosh, it hit her, and then she, didn't do, and she's in jail. Then this woman in jail. This has been going on forever, where women doing damage to a man's property or to a man bodily harm. But the only difference now is stuff getting recorded. You see it all up on there, all up on the documents. You see it being documented in real time. So I am going to keep you all updated. We're trying to get a family member on the show. I'm in contact with him to see if it's like a GoFundMe account for the man, because I know the medical expenses is going to be really, really high, and he didn't deserve. I don't care if the man slept with her mama, slept with her mother or sister. That does not give you the right to run him over and hit him with a bumper. I don't care what he did, because after you get through doing all that, you're gonna be in prison. So it's just crazy. I saw a longer version of the video. She was dancing and stuff. You see that? Now let's see if she gonna be dancing in prison. You see all that crazy stuff? Crazy. Let's see if she gonna be dancing in prison. That's what you see all that. Let's see if you're gonna be up that dancing in prison. So I'm definitely, she's in my prayers.
Yes. Have you heard? Yes. Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't, because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Finish on.
All right. So I am looking forward to tonight. Tonight we'll be live on Station Head. I will also be doing my review for G Status ATO Hustle after this video. So I'm gonna go and watch it. I'm gonna do my review for that. Hopefully, I can get a guest on the show. But I did see some people wanted my review for that, so I'm gonna do a review for it. I want to thank everybody for calling in and sending me DMs and say, "Hey, Wally, where is your review at for G Status?" And I'm like, "Okay, I got you. I got you covered. I will be doing that today." So I'm gonna watch it, take my notes, and break that video down in its entirety. So if you are any G Status ATO Hustle supporters in the house, we will definitely be doing that as well. We're gonna have that situation. Also, too, we will also be breaking down some beef sector stuff as well on Patreon. So all of that will be tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. So everybody has just been showing me love. I'm looking forward to everybody tonight to come on, and that's going to be great. So if you have an iPhone, I would love to see you there. If you have an Android, you click on there, and you have to click on a lengthy link. So if you have an Android, if you want instructions, you can always just let me take this number off the screen. Give me a second. So you can just always click on and just text me if you have an Android, if you want to listen, and I will send you the link because it's a certain way you have to log in, which is kind of crazy. So you have to like copy the link in your browser, and you have to click on it on the phone, and then we get. So for if you have an Android, you got to just text me, and I would just text you the link, and hopefully it worked for you. And you do. If you have an iPhone, you just download Station Head. Okay. If you have an iPhone, it's so easy. All right. Are you going to talk about the Shy? I'm going to talk about the Shy tonight on Station Head. The Shy, I'm going to talk about all that on Station Head tonight on Station Head. I'm going to put the shot on it and everything like that. Then at the end of the show, I bring a caller on because y'all already know what Station Head. Sometimes the callers doesn't work. It kind of like breaks up. So tonight on Station Head, I will talk about the Shy tonight because the Shy was really, really good last night. So I will talk about that as well. It's little different messaging in the Shy that I'm going to talk about. All right. So also too, I do want to talk about what was going on in Chicago. They were looting downtown. Lori Lightfoot doing a terrible job in the city. I would say that they need to get a better job in there. Folks are going downtown. I was happy that they were downtown looting because it's downtown. That's where the money is at. If you want some change, you go where the money at. Don't be tearing up your neighborhood. Loot where these multimillionaires and these politicians family member live at, which will be in the downtown area. So they were looting. They were breaking into stuff. I'm like, I'm here for it, but don't loot in Inglewood because y'all have limited resources. But if you want impact, if you want to make good trouble, you go downtown and you poke. You go. That's where you want to loot at. So they were looting downtown. Something happened in Inglewood. I think an officer shot somebody, and something happened. From what I'm hearing, and they said Inglewood. A lot of folks were downtown and they were looting. And then you see a video that's on IG. I mean, get in a car and he proceeded to run into a glass window trying to get into the store. So they were actually looting in different stores. I'm hearing from people on the ground that the folks, particularly white folks, are extremely upset with Lori Lightfoot and her approach. They want more of an approach of a law and order mayor, and they're saying that she's not doing a great job protecting downtown. So it's really disturbing. I don't know all the facts about what happened with the 15-year-old. I don't know if he had a gun or didn't have a gun, so I don't know. So I can't speak in that regard. The piece that I can speak on is them actually looting downtown because of the 15-year-old. I was that way, and it's more facts. But what going on now? Even if the police is wrong, folks are just so tired of policing, of doing something to the community. Even if they're wrong, they're still out here saying they're innocent and let's loot, and that's not the way. But if you really want change, they're going to need those people in office in City Hall to make laws to say, hey, let's redivert some of these funding into targeting young people. job training, entrepreneurship. And this is why, with this whole defunding the police, I 100% agree with that, and put some of the funding, at least 30 to 40 to 50 million dollars, into targeting youth programs, job training, entrepreneurship, teaching young people about the stock market, training them to become doctors, lawyers, and nurses, getting them good paying jobs. So when they're out, they can be in a career instead of being focused on being out there in the streets selling drugs, being in these different cliques. It is no longer a gang issue, it is a clique issue. Back in the day, you could target and say it's gangs, but now folks are breaking up in cliques. So you need to target those folks that are in those cliques, and train them to get good jobs, train them to get good careers, train them to work in Fortune 500 companies, train them to work in tech companies as well, so they don't be focused on being in the street, not doing nothing, and actually picking up weapons and selling drugs, et cetera, et cetera. So if you train that up and put a target approach into the demographic that are doing the crime, to divert them to put that energy into something else, you will have a lower crime rate. But until they listen to these suggestions, until these politicians actually make a targeted approach, a national emergency, and to put funding in underserved communities, you will continue to have this issue. You will continue to have this problem. Chicago got one of the toughest gun laws in the entire country, and yet you're still seeing a 15-year-old getting a gun, a 14-year-old, 30. You're seeing all these folks getting guns. And why is that? Because you can go to other places and they send the guns to Chicago, or they go down south and they travel where gun laws are very lax, and they bring it to the north, to these major cities, and they sell it to the folks on the street. So that needs to be targeted as well. But I'm 100% agreeing on approach of massive investments. And so the mayor needs to sit down with the governor, needs to sit down with all of the banking leaders, and make sure they put some massive investments into Inglewood, into the west side, into the south side of Chicago. And I'm yet praying for the city. I know the mayor have a tough job, because now they're downtown, and those business owners are going to say, Lori, it's time for you to get out of office, because if they continue to loot downtown, the mayor will be forced to be a law and order mayor. So I don't know if they did not send like quote unquote military forces to that. They sent federal agencies to help. But if they keep looting, they're gonna give Trump more of a reason, even the governor, a reason to bring in federal resources like the National Guard and all of that. So nobody wants that, but if you keep looting, that is eventually what you're going to get, which is sad. So if you did not see that video, did I post that video on my page? Oh no, the Neighborhood Talk actually got it. So if you want to see that video, go to the Neighborhood Talk. It is actually on their page. It's like how many posts is down? 1, 2, 3. How many posts is down? I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like the 14th post on there, you will actually see it. They said Lori is supposedly going to work with Trump on sending the fed. Yes, and she have no choice. Her city is going up in flames. She have no choice but to get him to help. Because the more and more she resists, the more and more the people in Chicago. But this is the thing. Lori Lightfoot will have to also say, hey, we need money. We need massive money. Now, President Trump also, he signed an executive order sending $400 a week for unemployment extra with your regular payments. I agree with that. So Trump knows that if he doesn't win, I mean, if he's losing badly in the polls, you're seeing Trump now doing executive orders saying, hey, let's temporarily stop foreclosures, temporarily stopping evictions. We're not going to be putting people out of their places. So Trump also did that. They said, so let me see right here. Let me see. They said now he needs to be in charge, and the coach is just throwing money at the problem, won't fix it. No, you got to understand, when I say money, You have to put investments to a community that's not getting money. That's easy to say. If you're living in a community and y'all money is good, y'all schools are good, y'all got good quality jobs, y'all good, it's good. You have to give money into those issues in the city of Chicago. Young folks don't have the position. I remember back in the summer, you used to have those summer jobs that I used to be in the summer jobs. I forgot what they used to call it. Those after school jobs, those summer job programs. I used to have it. I used to make $9 an hour to help build, playgrounds. And I was getting that in high school. So they need to bring those massive programs back so these young people can have what it needs to get into nursing school, to get into programs, to help train these folks up and get these young people to divert those that energy. It needs massive summer programs in every major city, in every town. If that's just a first step. Then you put in more step in fixing these abandoned places and training kids, training teenagers to work and to be architects and all of this. And you won't have all this problem and crime. But if you're not allowing these young people to get some assistance and not putting money into their hand and let them see making good money to bring home, you're going to keep on getting the same issue. Downtown don't have this issue. These areas with predominantly wealth, they don't have these issues. It's because they have a lot of resources. What I'm saying is those areas like Inglewood, Southside, Baltimore, whomever area you name, they need resources as well. That's my major point. They said, well, like for D say she was sworn in that video on YouTube. She doesn't want the rights for Chicago. There's a reason for her behavior. Let me see. They said, hence the reason communication. The Floridas don't have the comparable crime, unpopular opinion, but when needed to its inner cities, boarding schools, so we can make cultural change. You need funding. You can't have that if you don't have funding. That's why funding comes into place. It's a big piece that I'm missing. Massive funding in that neighborhood. They need it. Once you train young folks at it, targeting them in school, giving them massive investments, you won't have a problem with them picking up a game because now they're making their own money. They're in entrepreneurship. You're training them. You're getting them out of these areas and making them travel more, having a program where they can travel more to go and see well-off neighborhoods. So plant the seed that if you work hard and we actually give you the tools, you can work here too. Actually training up teenagers to have a paid internship working at Google, a paid internship working at Apple. It's so many ways you can handle this issue. Just have to do it. Lord, this is the same mentality people have when defund the police. We ain't saying abolish the force mentality, but to redirect funds to social services, better police training. That's what we're saying. It's about reallocating funds to another department that have been underserved in a long time. Money is needed to put in schools, more teachers, so you can have smaller classrooms, updated equipment, after programs, music lesson, healthy outlets, even beneficiary of the neighborhood. Exactly. I remember we used to have debate. So by the time I got out of school, I was tired because I didn't get back from debate. From going debate different schools to like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So my body, I was tired. I was already up at 7:30 in the morning going to school. I went to a military academy. Then once I got out, I went to debate, and we had to do the debate after school. And then sometimes we did it on Saturdays as well. So you have to be very careful when it comes to So I'm definitely saying it. They said money. They said, how would money make the kids go to school and make the parents involved in their children's education? I agree the money is needed. And of course, we must address parenting and culture. Absolutely. But parenting need to be able to have funding as well, so they don't have to spend working 3 to 4 jobs to make ends meet. Our minimum wage needs to be increased to about $15 an hour, so people don't have to work so many jobs, so they can be focused to be at home. It needs to be a retraining to uplift people, to talk about a parenting, 2-parent households, and also train the neighborhood to actually help as well. More mentoring program, more money into Big Brother and Big Sister programs as well. So it's a multiple of suggestions that need to be implemented. And I think for a while, Inglewood, as well as all these areas, have not been getting the proper investments, and that's why we keep dealing with problems over and over. Policing needs to be better with policing, but this is also too training with the community. You just can't be pulling out a gun on the police. You can't. It's dangerous. Don't do it. If kids have better learning environments, they'll be more enticed to want to be there when parent doesn't want to nurture their child when flourishing. Yeah, and they also held parents up for account. They need to be held up accountable as well. Facts. But money is needed. Yeah, money is needed. Training of parenting, have more parenting classes, have it more where parents are able to go to a psychiatrist with their children, or therapy, or have issues where it's more parent support groups, etc. Etc. And the phone lines is open. What suggestions do you suggest? Anonymous, you live on the air. Give me a sec. Anonymous, you live on the air. Oh, hold on. Did I press that? Hello? You live on the air?
Hello? Hey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey. All right. So I had to call in on this topic right here. Now, I think that it's funny that now all of a sudden she wants Trump help. But once she's just saying how he's a horrible this and horrible that, and, now she got to sit back and crawl on her knees for this man to help her now. Because she knows that these people are getting ready to vote her behind out that office. So she's trying to do everything she can to save that seat so she can get reelected, but she's not going to get reelected because this has been going on for a long time. The stuff up in Chicago?
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm like, now, because people are waking up, people are tired of these people that's been there for 20 to 40 years not doing nothing, and now they stepping up to get them out of there. Now you want to try to get some help? You know what I'm saying? But how many kids just died in Chicago in the last 3 weeks? 9?
It's a lot. It's a
9,
lot.
right?
It's a lot. I don't know the numbers. It's a lot. But like I said, Lori
And
Lightfoot.
that's just the ones that we know about.
Absolutely.
Just imagine the ones that they not even putting out there.
Right.
So she needs to lose her seat. Don't run to him now. You need to lose your seat because to me, it's clear that this woman don't care about these people.
I think that she cares, but she needs to be more strong with the purse. She needs to be more strong with the purse holders and tell the people like Chase Bank or Bank of America that do banking in those areas, right? That to put more massive investments into those areas. That should have been her approach in the first 100 days to reallocate some of that money to underserved communities. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to get the same results. Yeah, downtown is good because the money there. And some parts of the north side of Chicago, the money there. So you're going to have to put the money into those areas. And if if Lori Lightfoot don't reallocate,
what does money have to do with it, Wiley?
Because
what does money have to
I'm
do
going
with
to
it?
tell you
Because
what money.
people
If you
know
don't
that they
have
can
the
go
proper
around
money for kids to get access to online, to give money to these summer programs, and these kids are just out here roaming the streets, that's an issue and that's a problem. I say money should also be given to retraining and getting parents to enough access to go to school for free so they can have access to capital, so they can have access to better careers, so they don't have to sit at home and struggle and let their kids see them struggle, that they're seeing that the kids can out to their mom, going to college, getting a better degree, and also have better training for high school kids so they can get into nursing or any type of trade. So by the time the summertime comes, they can work in some of these companies and also have a paid internship program for those that qualify to work at Google, Apple, and some of these big companies. So when they get to the age of graduating, they can have a better life. It's a generational issue that been going on for lack of investment. So now it's time to have a generational reinvestment.
Wiley, the little girl that just died, she died by another kid playing with a gun. That right there don't have anything to do with money. It don't have nothing to do with anything like that. I think while they want to defund the police, they need to get the bad ones out, but they need to get the good ones and then have more cops. They need to have police neighborhood, police in these neighborhoods 24/7. Like when you see one, you're gonna see another one in another 5 minutes. I think that's what's gonna help the violence. And then all that other stuff that you just said, yeah, that would help too. But the main thing, they need more police, not the little bad ones and, the corrupt ones. They need more good police, the ones that care about their neighborhood, the ones that's from the neighborhood that, became police. That they need more. That's it. Once they can get that, I know these shootings would stop. If not stop, it won't be happening the way it's happening.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And then how many grown-ups died?
All right. Thank you so much for your opinion. I'm gonna go to these next 2 callers. Next caller, 2637. Carly on air.
Hey Wiley, how you doing?
All right.
Okay, I just have a comment about what you were saying about your friend on drugs and stuff like that.
Go ahead.
Well, I never really dealt with somebody close to me that was on drugs other than weed. So, but my point of calling in was because if you're talking about the same friend that took you in when you was you didn't have nothing, I think you going about. I don't think you should have to let him live with you, but I don't think you should be oh, you don't want to go to rehab, you don't want to do this, I'm not dealing with you, because they didn't do that to you. And I feel I don't know how their life was going at that time, but their life could have been going good as well. But they still took the time out to help you out. So I don't think you have to let them live with you, but I do think you should be an ear for them to talk to, or okay, let me take you out to eat.
I will always be an ear, but the drug thing, no, I can't have that around me. You can't.
Okay, but you can always be let's go out to eat. I'm just saying you can't just be okay, my life is going good. You're messing up my vibe.
That is hallucinating high on drugs. You just can't. That's the issue. You had to get that resolved. And if you're around a person with a strong drug addiction that hallucinated, saying different things, talking out their head, you can't be around that. You can't have that type of person in a restaurant like that. You need serious treatment. You need help. And that's the issue. And I tell
when I say restaurant, you can make them some of your famous salads. Wiley.
I understand that, but until you're around that and live with that and take those type of people in, you will understand. I've seen it happen. I even had my grandmother would take people in on drug addiction. They would rob her, take all her stuff. I remember that. She had brought in 2 people that had a strong drug addiction, and she allowed them in her home. And then when we came back, all her stuff was gone. So you have to be very careful when taking those type of people in when they're not willing to cooperate and get to rehab and get off of what they're on. You have to have tough love, meaning that if you're not willing to cooperate, then you want to bring in these other people to do drugs. Who want to be around that? And when you don't do it, nobody with good common sense. And that's why I said tough love is also needed. And my love is this: when are you ready? Because I'm always ready to get a person help when they want help. When you say, hey, I don't want help, I'm good, I'm Gucci, I love doing what I'm doing, then when you go in, you do it alone. Don't allow me to go on that journey with you.
Okay, Wiley. I think you're missing what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. But you don't know all the facts.
Yeah, because my brother, literally, my brother right now, he's never been diagnosed, so I don't know what type of mental issues he's dealing with. But I feel like he's being maniac sometimes. Sometimes he call us, he curses us out. He asks us to get his children because he feels ACS is trying to set him up. He lives in a white town, so it's he feel like all the white people are plotting to kill him. It's we trying to work with him, but we also giving him tough love. But we're not gonna just be you know what? I'm tired of dealing with you cursing me out. I'm tired of you asking me to take your kid and then claim I'm trying to steal your kid. We'll take the kid, because if they're feeling at a point that they can't deal with the kids, of course we're gonna take the kids. But what we do is we just know what to respond to and what not to respond to. I'm not a trained psychiatrist, so if I feel like I'm not gonna have a civil conversation, I'll be I love you, bro, but can I call you back tomorrow? My baby's acting up, she's not feeling well today. Or well, I'll just make up any excuse, and then maybe the next day he'll be better. But what my point to you is just don't be oh, you don't go to rehab, don't talk to me, don't call me, don't
It's
come see
tough
about
love.
me. I don't want to deal with you.
And what I'm saying is, you have to say that
That's
to
what I
people
think
so
is
they can
wrong.
understand
To
it. And
cut off
even
all
when you're
connection.
dealing with a mental illness, and my piece, when I'm mental, my family cut me completely off. Right, I was cut completely off, and I wasn't even diagnosed then, but I was having issues, and then one day I had to get help, meaning that I was forced to go into a mental institution, and then I learned of that.
But
it was
Wally, at what
never.
age did you get help?
It was never, and then I had no choice but to get help. But while doing that, I still had a job, still was making money through it. But once you're dealing with a drug addiction and you lost everything, and you're not willing to even bathe or take a shower, and you're willing just to keep on doing that, eventually you have to say, until you're willing to get help, I can't walk with you on that journey. And it's difficult to cut people out when they're doing that. Yes, it is. But to keep your mental health intact, and to keep your life intact and keep your assets protected, you can't just be taking in all these type of people when they're not willing to get help and get off of the drugs. And that is a major issue. Okay. And I believe in the community, especially in the LGBT community, that is not really being discussed, but it is a problem. And I tell you like that and there, if you're not willing to get help and get off of it, don't allow your other friends and family, because they will cut you off. And I'm saying that everybody will say no, because don't nobody want to take in a person that's addicted to drugs. Because when you have that type of person in your home, you got to watch your stuff. They're going to steal from you, etc., etc.
Yeah, I never said let him stay in house. All I'm saying is don't cut him off emotionally, because you said yourself that his family doesn't want to deal with him.
But I got to keep moving.
And that, you never know what that can lead to.
I pray and I keep moving. I pray and I keep moving. Right, and that's what you can do. You pray and you move on. And I have to get that advice to some people, because I've seen folks take folks in, and I use my grandma as an example, because she had took a lot of people in, and they robbed her, took her, and now you in your 80s in debt, but you didn't took care of all these folks that had all these drug dealers, took stuff from them and all this. Now your goal is you pretty much have nothing, because you've been bailing people out of jail, they're in and out of jail. So you don't want to live your life literally cleaning up after somebody that not even trying to get help. Be there for a person if they want to get help and they're on their transition of getting sober and clean. Yes. But if you were the person that still want to drink, party, be with their friends, and still do drugs, that type of person ain't really good, especially if you're battling with a mental illness and you want to stay sane mentally and don't get off track with your mental health, trying to take it to somebody that actually have a drug addiction. Like, no, I'm on my path to stay, mentally healthy, and not trying to help somebody that don't want to be helped.
Okay, well, I understand that. I was just calling to say that point about not cutting him emotionally off. But all right, that's all I wanted to say. You have a good day.
Thank you. All right. Somebody said, I let my uncle live with me after that. I just had my daughter, and he stole out of my purse for heroin, never again. Okay. I had a laptop stolen from me, so I know the feeling. So many people will be saying, oh, take them in. No, not until you go through that. You ain't gonna feel right and take your stuff out. I was like, Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley and Shell.
Hey, go ahead.
So, Wiley, I wanted to comment on, what you were talking about is needed in Chicago, and you keep saying, money for these programs and this and that. And so I think what we have to do is take a multifaceted approach to this issue. This issue is not just, economics is definitely a big part of it, right? Especially when you look at Rust Belt places like Chicago, where manufacturing jobs and things left, and then people were even more likely to be impoverished. But what I'm thinking is we need some kind of way also to address a culture that we know exists that is uncomfortable to talk about. Someone in the chat just was mentioning how if you go into a neighborhood with upper class people, the lawns are manicured and everything's clean. And that has to do with people taking pride in where they live and how they live. So I'm thinking that we should look at an inner city boarding school. And I think they've tried it in some places and it was successful. I think if you talk about a place where resources should go, it should go into an environment in which we can create safety for our kids. We can have our kids exposed to less trauma on a day-to-day basis, and then they can have the supports that they need. They can have athletics. They can have financial readiness training. They can have career training. They can have all these things and live in an environment that's safer, at least during the school year. And then we can foster within them a culture of learning, because I don't see that in a lot of our communities. And I think it's something we don't look at. We'll talk about the lack of funds, which I'm with you. I agree that particularly in education that there's a lack of funds, but we are not talking about this culture that if you make the most pristine school in the world, some people still won't respect education, and they still won't understand the importance of parental involvement and of going to that school and going to parent-teacher conference and, making sure your kids study at night and helping them with their reading scores. All those things are still very important, no matter how much money is going into a school system. And finally, what I'm saying is, there was a time when it was segregation, and we had Black schools, and it was all Black schools. And of course, they didn't have the financial resources, but people did better. People did better with a little because they respected education and they wanted more out of life, and we had a better culture. So I'm just saying it's a two-sided issue. Yes, it's economic, it's also cultural.
Yeah, and again, even for the school, you got to fund it. Who's going to fund that? Is it going to be tuition? Again, they need massive funding. In order to have that, that's a good piece for education, but you got to fund those boarding schools. Boarding schools are expensive. You got to pay for a 24-hour staff. You got to pay for the teachers. You got to pay for those to watch the children, security, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I'm saying that massive investments are needed. And when we're talking about defunding the police, we're talking about reallocating funding into social services, into mental health, into job training, and also into higher educational training as well. But if you start out giving just this free education, parents can go back to school and get your GED and get your high school diploma and get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you will see a shift economically into those areas. If you get a degree in engineering, you will be able to give more investments into your community. The community will change, because once you took away those faculties and took away those good paying jobs where papa or grandpa can work with Ford in that plant and get that good $20-some an hour plus good health care plus on a 401k, you bring back entrepreneurship and also job training, then you'll see that area change. And also put investments for Black owned businesses, like even tonight on Station Head, where we're going to discuss about how Biden can change the condition of people right now running for president. I'm going to break that down on Station Head. We need massive investments like you've never seen before in those Black and brown communities. But when you don't give those investments for education, for this, for that, you won't need it. We don't need more police. I believe we got plenty police. We got a whole lot of, in my home opinion, we got too many police officers. What we don't have enough of is resources into communities that are needed, into housing, into mental health, into education, into so many other things that can happen. But we definitely need to start out with those three components. And also, too, in Chicago, one of the hospitals that I was even born at Mercy Hospital. They're closing down. So now you need to put investments into our hospitals, into medical care in those underserved communities, because now they're going to be losing another hospital. And the south side of Chicago can't lose a hospital. They actually need more hospitals. So we also need investments for that as well.
And Wiley, can I say one more thing? I agree with you 100%. We definitely need, I don't want it to sound like I don't think we need investment. I just know that in order for these investments to provide the type of return that we would like to see, we also have to deal with a deeper issue that's going on with us. And I really, and I'm not saying we're to blame for that. I understand how white supremacy works in this country and how we got where we are. But I'm saying we got to do something else. But I just wanted to say, since I have this moment, and I thank you, Wiley, you mentioned degrees. I have degrees, and it's really important for me to make this known, to say this to young people, that degrees, that's not the only way to go. And the reason I say that is so many of us are struggling with tremendous amounts of student loan debt. It is crippling. And that's why I'm so disappointed that Elizabeth Warren is not the nominee, because that was one of her major issues, and it was mine too. And disproportionately, Black women in particular have huge amounts of student loans. So I say that to say there are other ways. And I always say that to young people when I have a chance, that there are other ways to have a career that doesn't require you to have the kind of debt that I had to get into to have the career that I have, which means if you want to become a welder, or you want to become a plumber, or you want to do any number of things, please keep those things in mind, so you don't find yourself on the other side of this with these degrees. Like, we know some people on YouTube, I'm not going to get into them, they have 6 and 8 degrees, and all you can wonder is, number one, how much did it cost to get all those damn degrees? And they don't even have a career to show for it.
Absolutely.
So I want to just throw that out there.
I agree with you on that. That's why trade schools need more investments into that as well. So to teach people to be a carpenter, electrician, or plumber. And also, too, we are now in the tech world now. Now you got to teach your child how to develop an app, how to develop a website, how to develop, you know what I'm saying, social media, and how to be a social media entry. Now you can make money on YouTube, Instagram. Now you can make, it's so many other ways to make money. But if we put them investments into place, it will be great. Just like now, I agree with what Bernie Sanders was saying, free college, free college university, because that will help change. If you get a degree in engineering with no debt, that will help you to get that home, to close out on that home. That will help you to save money early for your children's future, better credit. So if they cancel student loan debt today and then make sure that they make a law to make sure it comes off your credit report, a lot of people financial situation will change overnight if you just do that one piece. And with Trump, he's making some bold moves right now, and I think he's doing it because he know, bruh, I'm about to lose this, so let me just start throwing money at the problem. Like the $400 a week he did, and I think he said he's going to cancel evictions until November. Then he got the paid tax.
He didn't say that. Yeah, he didn't say that though. Why? His first of all, those executive orders, they're going to be tested in court.
Of course,
many of them are unconstitutional. Okay, he does not have the power of the purse. The Congress has the power of the purse. He can't
I know
write
that
an
piece,
executive order. So I'm kind of frustrated.
I think the Democrats, because the Democrats might as well. I think that's a great compromise for $400 a week. To be honest with you, that's an awesome compromise. Take $200 off, $400 a week until January. I think Congress, if they're smart, you might as well just go and comply with it and just get the 400. If you can't get 6, do the 4, because that is still much more than them just having that one weekly payment. So I agree with Trump on that part. I think the Democrats, which is the Congress, will have to prove it or not. They might as well just go on and prove with the 4, because having these debates and back and forth, because Trump right now, he want to win. He want to win in November by any means. And he believes this, by any means necessary, he want to win. They mean by cheating. This is why folks need to register to vote. This is why folks need to go to vote.org to make sure they are registered. Because if you haven't voted in the past 5 elections, it's a possibility that you off the voter rolls and you got knocked off. So it's very important to recheck where you're voting. Make sure you check to get your vote by mail early. Make sure you check about voting early. We do not have a federal standard of voting. It is by state, county by county. So you might live in Illinois.
Hey, Wiley, can I say one last
process probably different than Texas. So go to vote.org to make sure you're still registered. But go ahead, sister. You want to say something?
Last thing, and I'm so sorry to stay on so long. I saw something in the chat that really made me just want to say this. So Nene B is saying trade school graduates do not have an advantage over someone who has a degree when it comes to seeking the same job. Well, a trade school graduate wouldn't be seeking the same job as someone with a degree. When I talk about trade school graduates, in my city where I live, for instance, we have a technical school, and we were so in need of welders that you can go to school for welding for free. I could not go be a welder. I'm not trained to be a welder. But you, as a young person or an older person, but as a younger person, could come here, go to school for free, and get a job, a career, not a job, a career that pays sometimes upwards of $40 per hour.
And then you can start your own business. If you know how to plumb, ma'am, you could have your own plumbing company. If you know how to be an electrician, you will never be out of work being an electrician and learning plumbing. Right then and there, those are good paying jobs. Everybody got a clogged toilet. Somebody gonna have a clogged toilet that needs to be fixed, right? Learning carpentry work. Right. You still gonna get assist. You could have your own company being a carpenter, but you first got to know how to do it. So I think that's a good point. And even into learning, you got a lot of people that don't know how to program, computer programming. It's jobs for that they're hiring, but you gotta teach, you gotta train the folks how to do that, and not charge them so much money to get those degrees.
Yeah, That's all I'm saying. I want that to be a message. And I
hear your point.
People
I hear
sometimes say stuff like, oh, you know, that tech school is not as good as your regular 4-year university. That's not good. And I'm always thinking, like, let's be strategic and let's be smart. Now, there are ways to have careers without all this damn debt. And that doesn't mean I'm trying to tell people not to go to college, because certainly I encourage that as well. If you got a dream that requires a college degree, you should seek it. I'm just saying there are multiple ways to be successful, and we need to express that to our young people and our parents. We need to tell our parents, you make sure you tell your kids there are lots of ways to be successful, not just one. And now get off your line now.
All right,
thank you.
So there's some folks
all right, bye-bye.
that created a YouTube channel and making good money. And making money at home, so it's ways to make money. Now with Ceelo Green, I'm gonna bring that piece up. Ceelo Green actually is in the news, y'all, because again, criticizing women. Okay, and let's get into that. Can I pull his picture up? This is photo. He's in the news. Give me a second, because he is criticizing female rappers, right? Ceelo Green questioned the morality of music created by Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion. So they're saying the singer was exclusively speaking to Pharrell when he began to discuss his love of old pop music, offer his thoughts on the current genre and his opinion what it is lacking. He said, "We are adults. There should be a time and a place for adult content. Confine Green as adults and artists, we should at least attempt to be each other accountability partners in some regard." He says the stereotypes that are celebrated ultimately makes the perception a reality. It is disenfranchising, and it has caused a great deal of problems. Ceelo then exclusively told Pharrell, "You have the heads of state like Nicki Minaj or someone who is up there, success, a platform to influence. Nicki could be effective in so many other constructive ways, but it feels desperate. Attention is also a drug, and competition around suggested that singer Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they are all more or less doing similar gestures to kind of get into position. I get it. The independent woman and being in control, divine femininity and sexual expression, I get it, but it comes at what cost?" So he pretty much was like criticizing them for what they do and how they do music. He wasn't the only one to say that. Somebody else was doing that. But I'm like this. Women should be able to rap, should be able to sing about their body, and to get a click and a view. Ceelo Green, where were you at when these men were rapping about their pain, rapping about gang culture, etc., etc.? I am not going to sit here and let you have an opinion about women when you didn't have an opinion about men that does what they does in music. I'm not going to criticize. I like when they talk about that's them. It's freedom of expression. They should be able to express about how they love to make love, how they want to be treated, how they want to be licked, how they want to be, etc., etc. It's their point. So it's not up to you as a man to say the morality in music, okay? Because they say he's dropping an album, so I think he's just trying to stir the pot. Nicki's effective in the way of streaming platforms. Remember, she went to courts for artists to be able to stream music and get paid. I can't tag on here because the knowledge is power as well. There were many programs that don't require you to go into depth for education. It's just taking them. It just take time to search. So I'm reading y'all comments. So Ceelo Green, come on. I did hear he had his own problems. I agree with him until I found out about the OMG. The art thing. Because somebody said, let me read that comment. Let me go up and read that comment. Ceelo Green, the man accused of committing assault on an unconscious woman who made the closeted freak. That Ceelo Green. I knew it. They're gonna bring that up. Ceelo don't have room to talk. Don't he have a harassment case on him? His music is extremely, but he shouldn't be talking. They say it's extremely with the S word. Okay, we trying to make sure this video get monetized. Wow, Ceelo Green, they dragged. Ceelo Green is being dragged to the comments.
Yes. Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Then it's on.
Yes. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all over there. Make sure y'all follow us on Station here. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of y'all over there. Make sure y'all follow us on Station here. That is tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, that is 10 p.m. Looking forward to seeing y'all over there. So if you have an iPhone, you can click on it. And also, I'm going to be dropping the Android link. So this link is for the iPhone. The man, they're trying to police women rappers when they routinely rap about trafficking, exploiting, and okay, I hear you, Tiffany. I hear you right there. That's what Miss J had to say. Also, too, if you are dealing with the Android, let me see. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Portia. She's on the New York Times. Shout out to Portia. She made it to the New York Times, y'all. Congratulations on her. So if you're using an Android, you click on this link. Shout out to Portia. She made it to New York Times. And she's doing great. So shout out to Portia as well. I did pull that up on my IG. So if you want to get into that, you go to my IG. So if you want to make a statement or comment, the number is 646-716-8447. What do you have to say about Ceelo? Do you agree with him on that?
Exclusive. That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't stop. Keep it going.
So they was like dragging. Even Roland Martin today is going to be talking about CeeLo Green. Roland Martin going to be talking about CeeLo Green as well. So we're definitely into it. I'm glad you're about to go live. I could use some laugh right now. My uncle just passed. He was like a father figure for me after my dad. Oh, wow. You're in my prayers. You're in my prayers. So whoever sent me that DM definitely are in my prayers. This is why we go live, because you never know what a person is going through. You're definitely in my prayers. Definitely in my prayers. We better off with one. They said it's fake pearl clutches. LOL. Yes, love. I did. I closed on what I needed. And this is my last point about Ceelo. Ceelo, you got new music coming out. You want Nicki to drag you for clicks and views. You're only doing this for attention. Again, you're only doing it for a click and for a view. So definitely get it together, sister. I mean, CeeLo Green. You're doing it for music. You don't have to do this because you want Cardi B to come out and drag you. You want Nicki to come out and drag you. So it drive traffic to your music. Drive traffic to your platform, because nobody was checking for CeeLo Green until you got up on here, started to say the comment about what women should and should say in their music. I'm looking. Okay. 0428. What you got to say?
Hello, this is Nituna 27. How y'all doing?
Right.
This is gonna probably be an unpopular opinion, but CeeLo is from the Goody Mob. Half the dudes that he's spoken to.
Go ahead, sister. Hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's from the Goody Mob. So half the dudes that we know back in the day that talked about gang banging, he know them. They lived that life. Meg Thee Stallion ain't no savage. I don't know what she is. I want to say she wants to portray herself as a good girl. You know what I mean? But I know when her mother was alive, like, I don't know how hoish or, there's some hoes in this house she was when her mama was alive. But CeeLo Green know them cats that actually live that life. You know what I mean? And that's probably where he was coming from. And that's probably why he's never, you know, criticized men. I mean, men are never going to be held to a standard as women. We know this. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion. I think a lot of times we don't consider men or hold them to that standard because like rappers like Tupac and Biggie, people who glorify gangbanging, they lived that life, or at least half of them did. You know, this new stuff, I don't know, but I think that's just my opinion.
All right, thank you for calling in. The number is
All right.
616-716-8447. We got another caller, 8964. Caller, you on air.
Above them gangbangers.
2020 has been the year of the unthinkable. So Wells Fargo is using some of our locations as drive-up food banks to help provide 50 million meals. The unthinkable has happened. Now it's time to rethink how to make
8447. Okay. Right. She really got it in. They put on my soul food. They said y'all be acting like y'all babysit these people like they were your auntie. Everybody just got work. Oh, most forgot what's that. When Meg's mom was alive, Meg was rapping the same way. Meg's mom was a rapper too. Yes, people forget about that. Meg's mom was a rapper. She was in the industry. She did a little stuff. Facts. Ceelo need to shut up and lose some weight. He doesn't say anything about men disrespecting women. Boy, bye. And I don't mind women talking about their yoni. It's their yoni. It's their life. They should be able to rap what they want to rap about. Get somebody. Get somebody. You know, they want to say alphabet, get somebody. I like it. I like it. I like when they rap. Like it turns me on. So they should be able to rap. I'll be into it. Whatever they want to say, I'll be into it. It's their right if they want up there do that. It ain't me as a man trying to tell them don't be doing so. Now it's up to you whatever you allow your kids to listen to. But rappers rap what they want to rap about. And please don't come with that card where they are bad influence to the kids. No, you have control of what your kids listen or not listen to, okay? But I don't mind women having that adult content. They said the same doggone thing about Lil' Kim, and she had to call them out, okay? They said the same thing about Kim. This ain't the first time women have been rapping about their body parts. And they should be able to bring that into the industry. Because men talk about their body parts. Okay? So why can't women rap about theirs? Okay? Ceelo, you get on and join Weight Watchers while you up there trying to talk about these women, how these women should be conduct themselves. You conduct yourself, sir, into some Weight Watchers so we can see that neck. Okay? That's what you should be doing. You get up there with Oprah. When after Oprah get through talking about, I love bread. I love bread. You get up there, you talk about how you love to eat Oprah Winfrey cauliflower. Get up there and talk about that. Okay? I always got something to say. Get up there. I haven't heard a CeeLo Green record in so long. Big old swollen head he is. Someone got something to say about what women should and should not do. This ain't 1919. Women should be able, they want to rap about their clique, let them rap about their clique. It is their clique, and they should be able to rap about it. It's their business. OMG. I want to say congratulations to Brandy. Brandy got the #1 current R&B, #1 current R&B and hip hop, the #1 independent current album. So I want to say congratulations to Brandy for B7. Okay. Shout out to my Brandy. She now have #1 into those. I run that down for y'all. I want to say shout out to Brandy for that. We purchased her music. We purchased all of her music, and I want to say thank you for that. Also, I was looking at her music. I was all on Alexa listening to Brandy music. I was listening to her music in my car. I got her CD. So if you don't have her music, make sure y'all go get that music. They said, look at Uncle what he's saying about dropping it and spreading it low, giving good in the 1930s. Lucia Bungay. I love, Ceelo. He can sing, but don't be up to talk about what women can and cannot rap about. It's their mouth, it's their yoni for that. Congratulations, B7 B Bubba is a hot mess, but I love her regardless. She is the vocal Bible. I was getting into it. So my favorite record on there, I got a couple. Okay, Borderline. And I like Borderline, of course, and I also like Bipolar. And another one was the third one. I want to make sure I get that right. The third, I love Rather Be, Borderline, and Bipolar is like my top 3 off the album. I definitely love that. Okay, love that, love that. And the CeeLo, I love her. I was like, yay, Brandy. One day, I told y'all, one day we will be able to interview Brandy. One day, okay? One day we will definitely interview Mo to the E to the. Okay, one day we'll be interviewing Brandy. All right, y'all. We almost at the 2-hour mark. Don't forget, tonight we'll be live on Station Head. If you don't know, now you know. Make sure you get your iPhones. If you don't, you have to click on another link, and I'll have all that in there. Any questions? Now you can ask me a question. I'm here for it.
Yes. Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't, because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Sing this song.
Yes, I'm looking forward to tonight, y'all. We'll be live on Station Head. Oh, wow. Okay, it's going to be a good old show tonight. I hope y'all are there. Hope y'all download it on your computer. Download, if you have an iPhone, you can listen to us directly. So just download Station Head. So I'm seeing some of y'all have already requested. We got plenty episodes on there. So we're going live. We're back on Station Head. We want to be in the top 10. So I'm asking y'all to give us that support. So I'm going to drop the link in there one more time so y'all can see for that show today. So give it a second. I'm going to drop that in there so y'all can listen to our show on Station Head. Right? Give me a second while I drop that in there. Okay. Right here. Drop it. There we go. Let me drop it in there for the people. Yes, honestly, thank you for the link. Thank you, Bright Star. Thank you for that. I want to give a special shout out to all of the moderators. I'm trying to post that link in here. It ain't letting me post it. Give me a second. Okay. All right. I want to give a special shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to Ahmed Brown 09. Shout out to Tori Mon. Also, shout out to Jay Real, Nurse Nicole, Blue Skies. Shout out to Puppy Love. Shout out to B Scales. Also, I want to shout out to Mouth Open. Shout out to Shantae. Love y'all. Also, Miss Day. Also, TLC and 3. And D1. Thank you to each and every one of those moderators. Thank you for the love. Thank you for your support and everything like that. Shout out to all the mods. Love you dearly. Okay, so we will be live on Station Head tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're asking for your support. Okay, we're asking for your support tonight. All right, I'm trying to copy that so I can get it in there. Give me a second. Give me a second. I want to put the link. Okay, get the Sherwood link. Okay, I think that's it. Let me see what this let me. All right, there we go. Okay, it's Station Head. Yes. So when I 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, so that'll be if you're on the East Coast, that's 10 p.m. people. Okay. So 9 p.m. on Central Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, anybody that's on the East Coast, majority of my audience on the East Coast. First of all, let's do a check-in. Where y'all watching from? Where y'all watching from? Okay, where y'all watching from? Let me know in the comments. Post below. Where y'all watching from? Let's do a little check-in. Let's do a little check-in. If y'all got an Android, y'all can listen on Patreon, but I prefer y'all listen on Stationhead. So get your Stationhead together. Let me know in the comments where y'all watching from. We got a lot of people that is watching us from all over the country. Right. So give me a second. There we go. Where y'all watching from? So I can give y'all a shout out. Give me a second. Where y'all watching from? All right, we got Florida House, Tennessee, Brooklyn, Jamaica, Queens, Houston, Philadelphia, Louisiana, upstate New York, the DMV, Atlanta, South Carolina, DC, Texas, Florida, Mississippi, Connecticut, DMV, Virginia Beach, Los Angeles, Remix, Texas. Oh, station here tonight. I want y'all to tune in. Station here. Station here tonight. Station here tonight. Go to station here. Go to station here. Go to station here tonight. We wanna be number one tonight. We wanna be number one tonight. We wanna be number one. We wanna be number one. We wanna be number one tonight. Ooh, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come to the top. It's a little party. Number one, we wanna be. Number one, we wanna be. Number one, all station here, 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 all station here. Download it now. Download it now. Download it, download it, download it now. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, hey, 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 hey. Come on, y'all. What up? What up? What up? Oh, just do a little bounce. Just do a little bounce like this. Just do a little bounce like this. Do a little bounce like that. Okay? You better be down low. Stay there, right there. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, all right. Yeah. you gotta do it all right. Woo, look at where y'all tuned in at. You gotta come through. Yeah, okay. There we go. Get it Wiley. Get it Wiley. Get it Wiley. Get it Wiley. Okay. All right. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Put a little house in it. Make sure y'all do it. There we go. Yes, let me go here. Oh, what y'all say? Y'all let it come through. See, we dance and twerk even when we don't get no money. We still give them a little bouncy bounce. Even if we don't get a coin, we still get up here and bounce. We still get up here and go. Oh, thank y'all so much that bought coffee mugs. I was drinking my coffee in here. So I want to give a special shout out to everybody that had got their mug. So if you got your mug, make sure y'all take a picture with your mug, okay? So we want to thank y'all for getting y'all mugs. I think a couple people got theirs. So if you want to be tagged on my Instagram, just buy a product, at me, and I will put you on my IG. So you're there for that. They said, "Wow, let me find out you twerking for dollars." No, I ain't twerking for dollars. You got to get $1 to twerk for one. Like, gonna get up to all that twerking. I might need a copper mug. Yes, Tiffany. Yes, top of your mug. So that'll be tonight. We'll be live on station. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all on Station Head tonight.
Yes! Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't, because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Then it's on.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. If you missed the live, make sure you go back in the beginning of it. Thank you so very much. And I will be back with another video. Let me go and watch G Status ATO Hustle so I can come back and review it with you on the show. All right. Peace.